Hey guys, this is John, your host on Mgtow is Freedom, and Mgtow is men going their own way. That's right, men going their own way. What do? Realize that we can go our own way. I have been, in my life, accused of being a sexist, a bigot, a chauvinist, right? All kinds of names. And sticks and stones, right? Who gives a fuck? What I've discovered through life, though, is that truly I've been right the whole time. When I make little derogatory jokes and comments at the expense of the feminine, weaker sex, it's because they really are the weaker sex. This video is, I'll share a couple little stories, but it's about being proud of being a man and not apologizing for being a man. That's a trick that's used to control us. And control, I think, is one of those elements that men have not caught on to yet, or there'd be more Mgtow out there. I think men are waking up. I think men have had it. I think they've been pushed too far, right? But I look at the way fucking women think and the way they behave. They may know some things, but for the most part, they are absolutely clueless. Absolutely clueless when it comes to life and reality. And maybe it's my unique perspective based on my education and my background, my work experience, that I feel I've got a good freaking handle on the way the world works and how life works. And then when I see the behavior of women, they are absolutely clueless. The first example I'm going to point to, is I was at dinner last night. It was a large social gathering. And there's a woman there who looked shell-shocked. Now, I don't know if she had too much to drink. I don't think so, because dinner hadn't started yet. I don't know if she didn't get enough medication or she was on too much medication. But she looked absolutely shell-shocked. And the ladies were handed those flower necklaces. And she wasn't wearing one. I said, "Are you allergic to flowers?" Or I made some comment, and I was not being rude. I don't come off to people that are complete and total strangers and just act like an ass to them and treat them like shit. I can be polite in public. Why not? I haven't done anything to hurt me. I'm just very wary of who they are and what they're about, so they can't get over on me. Anyways, so the one girl says of the other girl, she goes, "Oh, she's really upset." And I'm thinking, why can't this girl speak for herself? Well, she's in shock. She goes, "Well, she's really upset because she found out that the necklaces made out of flowers are made with real flowers." And I thought, you've got to be kidding me. We're at a dinner, right? One of these corporate type functions where it's $130 a plate. Incredible. And I can't imagine, why things need to cost that much, but it did. Anyways, so I'm sitting there or standing there, and this girl's upset because her flowers are real. And I thought, how fucking clueless, right? If this event is a big gala thing, the flowers should be real. But the idea that those necklaces were ever made out of flowers was hurting this girl's feelings so badly. It was just amazing. Clueless, absolutely clueless. What's funnier is about an hour later she was wearing one. I thought, well, she overcame her fear of flower murder pretty quick. Very interesting. There was another place where there's a peninsula of land, and it's a long, long, long peninsula, and we're up high in elevation. This is a trip the other day. And to the right was a body of water, and to the left was a body of water, and of course the land was the peninsula in the middle. And the driver was making jokes. He was funny as hell. Just funny. Cracking jokes, and he goes, people don't get it. They're absolutely clueless. And he goes, people ask me the craziest questions on these tours. But he goes to everyone. He gets really straight-faced, and he goes, okay, over on the right, that's the Atlantic. Over on the left, that's the Pacific. And he's making a joke about this. He goes, because people actually believe that because there's a piece of land dividing it, that this must be two separate oceans. And he goes, they have no concept of scale. Right? And I'm just, inside, I'm laughing my ass off. But yeah, people are that clueless. These women are. He goes, you wouldn't believe the questions I get. And just amazing. But when it comes to cluelessness, in our world, men, I'm talking to men here, in our world, without the infrastructure, without a knowledge of the way things work, life would come to an end very, very, very quick. Starting with plumbing, water. Starting with food, where does it come from? Women don't have a fucking clue that water has to be pumped out of the ground or stored in a reservoir. All they know is they turn the valve and water comes out. All they know is someone else takes care of that for them. In fact, everything in a woman's life, she's relying on other people to take care of it for her. She doesn't need to know how it works. She doesn't care how it works. All she does is demand that it work. Right? She's opened that faucet every day of her life, and water always comes out. Hasn't a clue why or where. Doesn't have a clue why. She can turn the other one and it's hot. She just knows that hot water comes out of there. All a dog knows is that if it stands in front of the cupboard and barks enough, someone will hand it a cookie. That's all the dog knows. That's all the dog understands. That's all the dog cares about. Women are clueless. You guys, you men, right? This is one more way that we have to think and understand the difference between us and them, and why we're so valuable and why they are not. Unless they're giving you a service that you cannot provide for yourself, they have no value. Now that service really can be something like polite company, sexual partner. Those are services that you may want and that they provide for you, but you can live without them, for one, and you can get them from anyone, for two, right? But you understand what they are, or at least you need to understand what women are, so that you're not clueless about them and the tricks they play. And that's what Mgtow videos are about, is teaching, instructing different ways, in many different ways, with examples and stories of how these women are getting over on us men. And the more of them that get over, right, the more they push and push. And that's what they've done, is they've pushed men over. They have made the vagina so highly prized that we're supposed to sacrifice ourselves, right, for them. They don't have to know anything. They don't know anything. All they know is they turn the valve and water comes out. They go to the store. They think food is made back behind that wall that the guy pushes open. It's got the little round glass things in it, the metal door, and it swings open. He comes out with a tray full of meat or a cart full of groceries that he goes and puts on the shelf. People, women, think that food is made in stores. It's not. It is a laborious process, starting with raw earth and seeds and farming and then processing, right? And baking and all of these things. And women think that you just go to the store. They are absolutely clueless. How do bridges work? They haven't a clue what it takes for a bridge to work. Either from the engineering, the manufacturing of the products, to what goes down in the ground, why it doesn't collapse, why giant semis can go over it. They have no idea. They have no idea what keeps a plane in the air. Right? Why does it have to cost so much? Do you have any idea what it takes to maintain an airframe and an engine? They haven't a clue. That is why you as men, whether you know a broad amount of information or are focused into a tiny subject of technology and know-how, we, men, we're the ones who make it all happen. We are truly the value. Right? A lot of us have jobs that involve pushing papers around, but pushing paper around, being secretaries, is not what makes this world work. It's knowing how this world works that makes this world work. Women don't have a clue. They're clueless, absolutely. Does that mean that we need to abuse them? No. Right? But it means we need to realize who we are and what we are as men. That we have the brawn and the brains